Welcome to the Average Joe. We'll take you where you need to go. There's plenty of excitement here, so come explore with us. We can always show you something new, from theme parks to restaurant reviews. So join us at the Average Joe, Florida.
Hello folks, welcome to this episode of the Average Joe, Florida. Again, not in Florida. Today we're in California and we are on the famous Rodeo Drive here in Beverly Hills. And we're just going to do a little walking around today, do a little celebrity watching. Who knows what we're going to see? We're going to drive around California and see what's going on, a little tour. So it won't be a long video, but we'll show you what we can and have some fun. So join us as we go around Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, and some other California sightseeing spots. Well, let's go check it out, Rodeo Drive. This is the famous Tiffany & Company, and they have examples of what they sell right in the window. Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? Look out the famous Rodeo Drive. There's Louis Vuitton across the street. Fendi. I don't think I'll be shopping in any of these stores, but they're cool to see. Oh, and here's Versace. Well, the store even smells nice as you walk by the open windows. Yes. There's Michael Kors. Well, we know Michael Kors very well. Jimmy Choo, Louis Vuitton over there. The famous touristy spots of Beverly Hills is Burberry, Van Cleef and Arpels. There's the famous Rodeo Drive sign. Never been up here before. We just drove through Beverly Hills last time we were here. We didn't actually get around and walk around a little bit. Rodeo Drive. Beverly Hills Carrier, Dolce & Gabbana. I'm not sure what these are, but they're beautiful. Fine art, definitely. That is just a stunning piece. That is stunning. Clockwork mechanism. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Sir Daniel Wynne. Quantum Mechanics, Home 3. And there's a matching one over here. Beautiful. Quantum Mechanics 3. And you win. Going back down, we'll stop over the Beverly Hills Wilshire Boulevard and pop our head in the lobby, I think. There's the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. We're going to stop in. Look at that car out front. That's incredible. Not even sure what that is. It's like, oh, that's a McLaren.
Yeah, that's it.
Tracy, that car right there. Beverly Wilshire lobby. Beautiful chandelier. This is it. This is the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. This is incredible. Okay, I don't know if we film in bathrooms, but this is the men's room of the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. This is... What do you think? It's impressive. There's construction of it. Look at that.
This isn't even big yet.
Private bathroom.
Okay, well, I'm in here already. So...
A lot of celebrities come through these doors. Elvis, right? One of the more famous that stayed here.
More famous.
Colonel Tom Parker, but everybody, I think everybody's anybody at some point had stayed here as far as celebrities go and world leaders. Yeah, this is it. This is the Rat Pack kind of stuff that's where I got explained, right?
Yes, yeah, they have parties every night. Sammy Davis, Ricky Nelson, they're kind of
all those guys, right?
Around.
That's impressive. The history, right? Richard Olinsky, the Panther. It's very cool. See Jiminy McLaren's around. That's absolutely very cool. And there we're looking up Rodeo Drive. And there's Burberry. So far, no celebrities. Dior. Van Cleef, Arpels. There's the bust statue right in the middle. All kinds of cool statues here in Beverly Hills. The lion statue. We got Prada, Gucci, Saint Laurent. These used to actually be one of our clients years ago. Remember when we had them? We handled all their point of sale transactions, all their hardware and software. There's a wolf statue. This art is under video surveillance. I'm glad it is. No climbing or tampering. And over there is a red alligator across the street. Something I don't recall from last time we were here is every store now has an armed guard. Very nice, like a doorman at every door. And you feel very safe and secure, so they want to be sure everything's good. There's the Panther. Very similar to the Panthers have the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, which is the wire sculpt, the wire frame. More store there is Cartier over there. And we end Beverly Hills with the Beverly Hills Beautiful sign. So that was our quick little walking tour of Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. We're gonna head back to where our guide dropped us off, back on the little bus. Okay, we made it back to our meeting point here. And now we're just waiting for our driver, Rick. He's gonna pick us up, and there I see him. We're gonna hop back in a little van and head off to our next spot. There's our chalet.
And I always like to say, you know you have a lot of money when a lot of times these people, they'll buy a home and they'll knock it down and build their own house, what they want. So that's when you know you have a lot of money. It's been around since the 1920s. Of course, you see her color. She's known as the Pink Lady. She has been this hue of color since day one. You know, the hotel is very nice, but they have bungalows in the back, and that is where you love to be a fly on the wall, because you had people like John Wayne, Marilyn Monroe, Howard Hughes. They would stay in these bungalows for months at a time. So I mean, it just I said I'd love to be a fly on the wall in those rooms.
Beverly Hills Hotel.
I think it's around $600. So the first house I want to show you is right here on the right. And again, you can't see too much of it here, but again, it is the gate that I want you to concentrate on. So can you recognize this gate? No, it's not from a movie. I'll give you a hint. Not from a movie. You ready?
Yeah.
The hint.
This hint.
Hint.
A singer. This is the house that Michael Jackson passed away at.
Oh.
So, you know, Neverland Ranch is about 100 miles from here. So Michael was renting this house for $50,000 a month when he was rehearsing for his This Is It tour. Because from here, Staples Center, well, then it was called Staples Center, was only about 12 miles from here. So instead of going all the way back to Neverland Ranch, he'd come here. And of course, when he passed away, of course, you see all the file footage with the ambulance coming out of the gate. Well, this is the gate they came out of.
Wow, all right.
And they took his body to UCLA Medical Center, which is about 3 miles from here. I believe it's June 25th is the anniversary of his death. And every time we get close to that date, you always see people leaving pictures and notes and stuff on the light posts and the shrubs to Walt Disney. Because Walt Disney, I think, would pass in 71, I believe. But the house remained in the family's trust until 1997 when Lillian Disney passed away. And then once she passed away, they took it out of the trust and they sold the house. The incredible part is that the new owner of the house, like we said, like I just got through saying, you have so much money that they tore it down and built another house. You would think that knowing that it was Walt Disney's house, that they would left it exactly, or at least just gutted the inside and started over on the inside.
Right.
But they didn't do that. They just completely tore the house down and started over. This is the house that had all the tracks and trains on the property. This is a 5-acre property. You know, this is one of Walt's biggest legacies is the railroad. He loved the railroad. And the railroad was called the Carrollwood Express.
This is Carrollwood.
This is Carrollwood,
okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes. So he loved the railroad. So this is where all the tracks and trains ran. And now when you look at a Google Earth shot of this house, all the tracks, everything is gone.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just terrible. This house, belongs to the trust, but it used to belong to actor Peter Falk, the old Columbo detective series. His family does live here in the home, and I just can't wait in the next couple of weeks because they do a fantastic job of decorating for Halloween here at this house.
Betty White's house, 64.
She purchased this house, I believe, in the early 50s with her husband, Alan Ludden. And unfortunately, he passed away, I think, 3 years after they purchased the house, but she stayed here until the end of her time.
Yeah.
Can you recognize this house and this gate? Nobody?
No.
Joe, I'm going to turn it over to you.
It's missing the bats, but that's Ozzy's gates, right?
You absolutely right.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Absolutely right. This is where they filmed the Osbournes here at this house. And of course, when people look at the house, they go, I can't imagine Ozzy living in this house. It looks too plain and not big enough. And that is actually a very large home. It's an 8,500 square foot home. It's just not very wide, but it goes back deep on the property. They don't live there now, no.
During the filming of the Osbournes.
When they filmed the Osbournes, yeah.
All right, folks, we've made it to Greystone Manor, which is the 45,000 square foot home, which was owned by the Doheny's, the oil barons, in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills took ownership of it, I believe, in the 90s, and it turned into a park. So now we're here. This has been seen in, the whole place has been seen in over 100 movies and television shows. Here's the list of things it's been in. Film at Greystone. If you can see it, kind of, there's a reflection there. Back a long ways. Up to modern things. NCIS is filmed here. Young and the Restless, Scorpion, Agent Carter, Elton John, Mariah Carey, they've all filmed here. The original Dark Shadows, the new Dark Shadows. Oscars have used it. $6 Million Man in the past. Meatloaf did the music video. Murder, She Wrote. ER. Lots of different things have been filmed here. The Day Mars Invaded Earth. This is Greystone. We're gonna head on down to a little koi pond, a fish area. You can see the mansion a little better down there. This is very nice.
It's a little cold right now.
It's a very grand place, that's for sure, is right. 45,000 square foot mansion.
I like it up there, huh?
We just happened to look up, and the shrubs.
In New York, these get eaten by the deer and die every year.
This has got to be 60 feet?
That's what we were going to put in the backyard.
Think about it back then. Yeah.
These are incredibly huge.
Oh, the junipers?
Yeah, the junipers. We
Yeah.
were just talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in New York, they get eaten by the deer. You can't grow junipers. They're gone after, a year or two, then they're gone. The deer eat them. So this is the roof of Greystone. That building up top is just another house somewhere else. This is Greystone, 45,000 square foot mansion. It has a real slate roof, an extremely steep 45,000 square foot mansion. City of Beverly Hills bought it for $1.1 million.
They must have owed her.
Now they have a cement garden here for koi. Oh, there's one. There's a koi. Right in the middle, swimming around. Or it could be a catfish. That's a koi. There he is. It's hazy today, but this would be a beautiful skyline view of Los Angeles. Unfortunately, it is a little bit hazy. Skyline all the way across the city.
Steps.
The
Right
dude.
here. He comes into this foyer right here.
Okay, from the Big Lebowski, right down there, inside the house. Mail slot. Right down the stairs there. Now it's grand. Yeah, look at over here too. The chimneys are incredibly fancy. There's a searchlight up there too.
That's fairly new.
No, it's brass. That's fairly old actually. It's 100 years old. Slate roof. They filmed the movie Richie Rich here with Macaulay Culkin. And these gates were not here in this tunnel originally. They put them on just for the movie, and the city of Beverly Hills liked them so much they left them. So they still have the RR on them from Richie Rich from the movie. Let's take a look. Very cool, they do. From the movie Richie Rich. Oh, what's been filmed here at Greystone? Here's the center courtyard and the car barn over in the distance over there. Center courtyard is cool. There's these little turrets too. The Viper Room.
And unfortunately, River Phoenix passed away out front of the Viper Room.
We're gonna have some lunch here at the Carney's Express. It's the train car turned into a little diner restaurant here on the Sunset Strip. All right, we made it to Hollywood Boulevard, the Dolby Theater, and the Grauman's Chinese Theater. And we're right at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tinkerbell, Danny Kaye, Steve McQueen, Buddy Hackett. All right, made it to the famous Grauman's Chinese Theater. Just like at Hollywood Studios and an old MGM. We're here. And the handprints are here. See if you know anybody you recognize. Gene Simmons, Roy Rogers, and Trigger the horse. His horseshoes. Humphrey Bogart. John Travolta. 1980, John Travolta did it. Regina King, 1921, No Place Like Home. Keanu Reeves, that could be 2021, 2019. Christopher Walken, Hugh Jackman, Cher. Julie Andrews, Sig Raman. John Crawford. Rita Hayworth. Here's the old time actors over here. And there's Eddie Murphy right here. 1987. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage right there. Tough to see, but back there on the hill, that's the Hollywood sign between those two palm trees. All right, it's a little hazy today, sorry about that, but you can see it, Hollywood, back there on the hill. Okay, so we did go over to Warner Brothers Studios. They wouldn't let us do any filming there, unfortunately. Took pictures, no filming, so we'll throw in a couple of those pictures right now that we took on the backlot set. Here you go, take a look at these. Okay, so Warner Brothers is a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun today just out and about in California. So that's going to wrap up this video. Our next one will be coming to you from Alani. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share social media, and remember, don't be average.